Did Charlie Kirk's parents never really accept Erika?
Everyone's praising Erika Kirk's memorial speech like it was brave, but when you actually start looking into her, it gets dark fast.
That's right. Rumors have been circulating that Charlie's parents didn't like Erika. And Erika's recent behavior seems to suggest that she doesn't care. From her controversial hug with J.D. Vance to what many called her widowmaking, lacking in genuine emotion, to Erika seemingly ignoring Charlie's parents during the memorial, it's all made the relationship between the two sides increasingly tense. The more you look, the more it feels like Erika is unintentionally or intentionally hurting Charlie's parents, and the family has begun to speak up in their own way. So, buckle up because this story is much more complicated than it seems. Why didn't Erika and Charlie's parents get along? Why did rumors circulate that Charlie's family warned him about his wife just days before the event that killed him?
It seemed more like a rally than a memorial, and Charlie's own parents and sister didn't even attend. Grief isn't a performance, and what went down at that memorial definitely felt like one. First off, have you even looked into Erika Kirk? Or looked into how her and Charlie even...
How did she meet Charlie? And why is this relationship always shrouded in question? Because the event that happened on September 10, 2025 was more than just a surprise. It was a moment that shocked the nation, leaving millions of Charlie's followers speechless. With a digital empire of 8 million followers and a news network that spanned the globe, the shockwaves of Charlie Kirk's death were immediate. The moment his youthful, vibrant, conservative voice suddenly fell silent, mid-speech, is seared into the memories of a generation. But in the days and weeks that followed, as public grief turned into media frenzy, a strange and disturbing pattern began to emerge. On one side, Erika Kirk, Charlie's widow, was thrust into the spotlight. She was everywhere, appointed as the new CEO of Turning Point USA, speaking out about continuing her husband's mission, hosting the organization's podcast. The transition from bereaved wife to public successor was so swift that it felt like it had all been planned. And on the other side, silence. A deep, heavy, almost deafening silence from the two people who knew Charlie the longest, his parents, Robert and Catherine Kirk. This was not simply a family choosing to keep their grief to themselves. This was a complete media void for the parents of a man who had received the highest civilian honor, the Medal of Freedom, from President Trump himself, a man who had been sent off with the pomp and circumstance of a state ceremony aboard Air Force Two. Amid all the pomp, the lights, and the tributes from around the country, the absence of Charlie's parents was the loudest silence. A silence that left the public unable to help but ask questions. So, who exactly were Robert and Catherine Kirk? By all accounts, they were the most enduring foundation of Charlie's life. They were the quiet roots of the Midwest, where Charlie built his public image. Strong and often controversial, they represented the kind of private, faith-first family that Charlie often portrayed himself as. It was a stark contrast to the pressure-filled world of nonprofit politics run by donors and media strategists. Their lives were dominated by their son and 2 young grandchildren, which made their silence all the more poignant. Shortly after the incident, Pugh's communications team reportedly called them to inform them of Charlie's passing. But in that heartbreaking call, they also allegedly asked the family to hand over Charlie's laptop and phone, claiming they were the organization's property. When Robert and Catherine refused, the devices inexplicably disappeared. They were reported to have been turned over to the authorities, but the authorities never confirmed this. For a bereaved father, this was more than a small detail. It was a sign of disrespect, a clear warning that something was wrong. It painted a pretty clear picture of a breakdown in trust at their weakest moment. The organization their son had devoted his life to building seemed in that fragile moment to view him as a business asset rather than a child they loved dearly. And then the rumors began. Unverified screenshots allegedly from close family friends circulated on social media. They suggest that Robert and Catherine have long been concerned about Erika's ambitions and the amount of influence she may be wielding over Charlie. The alleged phrase, "We love our son. We just wish he could see what we saw," has become a mantra that has spread throughout the internet sleuthing community. While never officially confirmed, it encapsulates the story that is taking root, that Charlie's parents may have witnessed a deeper, different side to what the public is seeing. They chose to remain silent not because they didn't know what was happening, but because they didn't want to turn their son's death into a public spiral. But the second theory, and the one that has gotten more attention, is that their silence is a message, a quiet but powerful objection to the story being told. It suggests that they know something, that there are pieces of the puzzle that keep them from being on Erika Kirk's or Pugh's side and from endorsing the official narrative being told. Their refusal to engage with the media by itself raises a bigger question mark than any direct statement. Some believe they are biding their time, quietly gathering information, watching how the public reacts, and when that dam of silence finally breaks, everything will change, when you juxtapose their steadfast silence with Erika's calm, methodical public presence.
So we get to Bill's Burgers, and I'm there thinking it's a business interview.
It started that way.
Right. So we sit down and you grill me for 3 hours? Easily. On philosophy, politics,
Culture.
Religion, culture,
Economics.
What else? Everything else you can imagine, he grilled me. Anything he talks about on his podcast show, he grilled me on. Pretty much.
Just didn't record it.
And then afterwards, he got finished with his burger and he just sat there and he looked at me and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to hire you. I was like, that's fine. I don't need this job. I'm doing plenty of other things here in Manhattan. He's like, I'm going to date you.
From her praise of Mikey McCoy, her messages of faith and healing, to her rapid rise in Tpuza, the rift between the two sides becomes less of a side note, it becomes the central mystery of the entire story. Looking deeper into the context, Charlie's parents' silence becomes even more remarkable when you consider how everyone around Erika reacted. While Erika quickly took over her husband's role, appearing on podcasts, speaking in public, and receiving praise from within Tpuza, Charlie's parents have all but disappeared from the scene. No statements, no interviews, no official lines of communication. That silence appears like a wall. And it's this wall that makes many feel like there are layers to the story that are yet to be revealed. Some believe that Robert and Catherine may have felt that what was happening after their son's incident was inconsistent with their family values, with the way Charlie lived and worked, especially when they saw Erika appear at major events just days later, smiling calmly with a confident demeanor as if she had prepared for her new role in advance. Others have raised questions about Tpuza's internal affairs. Were there underlying conflicts that the family knew about early on? Were they concerned about Charlie being influenced by those around him? Was the phrase, "I wish he could see what we saw," a hint that their son was being drawn into an environment they did not trust? And so this rift is not just a family story. It becomes part of a larger picture, a picture of power, influence, information, and what is not said in a large organization. That's why people say their silence is louder than the noise of social media. This forces us to ask a question that is hard to avoid. Who is really the guardian of Charlie Kirk's legacy? Is it his wife who stepped up to replace him in public? Or is it his parents who raised him from a young age and now suffer silently in the shadows? And then when we look back at a key milestone.
And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy.
And while everyone wanted to avoid speculation, it was hard to stay silent when it was happening right in front of them. We're still just days after the events that led to Charlie's death, while his parents were presumably still in the throes of grief. Erika was photographed smiling, laughing, and even, this is what really broke the public's heart, showing off Charlie's posthumous Medal of Freedom as if it were a luxury accessory. The moment was not fleeting. It seemed like a pattern, a public display in stark contrast, even shocking, when juxtaposed with the near-death display of grief that Charlie's parents, Robert and Catherine, displayed at the same ceremony. If you look deeper into the picture, the contrast between these two emotional extremes becomes too stark to ignore. On one side were Charlie's parents, standing silently, their faces blank, completely absorbed in their loss. No interviews, no social media posts. Not once did they appear to explain or defend themselves. Their silence is not an empty silence. It is a silence that carries weight. The silence of people trying to preserve their son's dignity while the outside world dissects every detail like a reality TV show. On the other side, Erika exudes an inexplicably opposite energy. Not only is she constantly present, but she also steps into the leadership role of Tpuza with a speed that leaves even her former supporters stunned. There is no pause, no time to breathe. There is no sense that a huge void has opened up in her life.
Well, how have we gone from this?
That young man, I forgive him.
Which was the 21st of September, and now 7 days later, we get this.
Nothing is changing, but I want to preface, we're not awkward. We're not like weird. We're not crit. We're not going to be tweeting as if it's him. That's tone deaf and really disturbing. And anyone who does that's like morbidly off.
Hey, we're going to be doing about 5 more episodes a week now. So just tell the team and make sure that happens.
3 hours of this, 2 more hours of podcasting.
There is just something that just doesn't feel right. It feels wrong. It feels off. And I am trying so hard not to over-speculate, but it's hard when stuff like this is being put out to us.
Instead, there is a series of events, live streams, speeches, and podcasts, as if she were prepositioned and just flipped a switch to begin. It is this rapid transformation that makes the public ask, is this resilience, or is it a pre-prepared script? As images of Erika smiling with the Medal of Freedom spread, the comparisons became even more glaring. While Charlie's parents could barely stand at the ceremony, images of Erika speaking softly, comfortably, and confidently were all over social media. That contrast made the story no longer seem like a personal tragedy. It became a cultural, political, and familial mystery, one that peeled back a new layer with each re-examination. As the question, who really protects Charlie's legacy, remained unanswered, the doubts only grew. Because sometimes legacies are not just shaped by those who talk the most, but by those who choose to be silent at the right time. Charlie's parents' pain was evident in every moment they appeared. Erika's pain felt like a performance to many, and the online community, especially TikTok, was quick to notice this remarkable contrast. A viral TikTok video captured the crux of the whole mystery.
Let everyone see what true evil is. This is something that could impact a generation and generations to come.
This Erika Kirk Israeli honeypot story just got way more.
In the video, the poster asks, why did Erika and politicians become the face of Charlie's legacy while his parents, the closest and most important people, all but disappeared from public view? The video also suggests that this was no coincidence, but may reflect a deep rift within the family and even a lack of trust in Erika on the part of Charlie's parents. That TikTok opened up a series of questions that Erika and Tpuza have yet to clearly explain. The rise was too quick, and the question of power became unavoidable. What makes things even more suspicious is the way Erika has taken on the role of CEO of Tpuza. Remember, this was a family organization, one Charlie had built from a young age, with his parents present at every stage of its development. Yet, when the incident occurred, Robert and Catherine were completely absent from the transition and the new direction. This raises the obvious question, was Erika's takeover of Tpuza planned all along, or was it a power grab at a time when the family was at its most vulnerable? Another point that has caught everyone's attention is that Charlie is said to have conducted an internal financial audit before his departure, an audit many have dubbed the Doge audit. Strangely enough, the audit abruptly stopped without explanation shortly after the incident. This raises a host of questions. What was Charlie looking for? Did he discover anything concerning? Was the halt of the audit really a coincidence? In addition, Charlie had been a vocal advocate for the release of Epstein-Fess files and the investigation of controversial overseas connections. But since Erika took over, these topics have suddenly disappeared from Tpuza's content. This has led to an unsettling hypothesis. Was Charlie getting too close to issues the new leadership wanted to avoid? But the most troubling layer of the entire story may be Erika's own mysterious past. There are rumors of her connections to certain military establishments in Romania and to figures involved in shady activities. While there is no official evidence, these stories make her image even more difficult to explain, especially when placed beside the absolute silence of Charlie's parents. No strong denial, no clear explanation, just a void. And it is that void that allows suspicions to spread. To understand why things escalated, you have to look at the emotional contrast between the two sides. The difference was so stark that it shocked observers. While Charlie's parents were in a state of genuine grief, visible in every stunned look at the memorials, Erika emerged with a completely different energy, calm, bright, even more confident than before. She continued live streaming, appearing on podcasts, meeting with politicians, and using every platform to solidify her position within the organization. This makes one wonder, can someone who is truly grieving step into the spotlight so quickly? This isn't just a question of emotions, it's a question of motives. And the deeper one looks, the more something seems wrong. For example, why did Charlie's parents disappear from every message remembering their son? Why didn't they sit with Erika at any ceremonies? Why were they always seen standing apart, far from the center of the events? And why was there not a single moment where Erika and Charlie's parents appeared in sync? Their absence became a silent statement. At the same time, people close to Charlie said he had become increasingly concerned about internal issues, including cash flow, funding, and leadership decisions he considered off track. The fact that he was quietly conducting an audit only added to the suspense. If Charlie was indeed onto something bigger, something that could keep others awake at night, then the sudden halt of the audit after his departure becomes an even stronger point of suspicion. When you put everything together, the parents' silence, Erika's haste, the halted audit, and the speculations about her unexplained past, the public begins to sense that they're seeing only the tip of a much larger story. A story where every piece of the puzzle leads to the same question: who really controls Charlie Kirk's legacy, and why? The plot becomes more confusing when you realize that the claims surrounding Erika's past are extremely difficult to verify. Key pieces of information have allegedly been edited, removed, or disappeared from the online environment. This isn't definitive proof, but it adds a layer of mystery, and international obscurity that fuels every theory. And when you combine the radiant smiles immediately after the funeral, the inexplicable halt to the audit, the sudden silence on the investigations, the elusive past, and the near-total disappearance of Charlie's parents from the public narrative, the picture of a grieving widow turning her grief into a mission begins to fall apart. Instead, a darker and more strategic picture emerges, a calculated consolidation of power, silence surrounding inconvenient topics, and the systematic obscuring of those who represent Charlie's true roots. Among all these elements, the rift between Erika and Charlie's parents is the biggest implication, one that goes unspoken but echoes through the entire story. No one expected an open conflict, and perhaps there never will be one, but the online community has been piecing together small details every day. Remarkably, these pieces don't appear in isolation. They form a pattern that observant viewers cannot ignore. Immediately after the incident leading to Charlie's death, there was no pause for the family to recover. Erika stepped into her new position almost instantly, with no emotional lag. Meanwhile, Charlie's parents, who had always been by his side, completely vanished from the public eye. This wasn't a coincidence, it became a signal. There was no explanation from Tpuza as to why Charlie's biological family wasn't present at public ceremonies, why they weren't given a place of honor, or why they weren't featured in memorial messages. Their gradual disappearance led many to believe that the behind-the-scenes relationship might have been far more strained than anyone admitted. As new leadership decisions silenced topics Charlie had championed, from financial transparency to controversial investigations, the community began to wonder, was there something the new leaders didn't want to confront? Meanwhile, Charlie's parents, though silent, held enormous influence over public perception. Every time they appeared, with tired eyes and heavy expressions, the public felt there were things left unsaid. And that silence, in complete contrast to Erika's frequent and confident public appearances, became one of the strongest clues fueling online suspicion. Rumors that Robert and Catherine Kirk could not get along with Erika were no longer mere whispers. Their absence from Erika's major speeches, their absence from Tpuza events, and their complete withdrawal from the world their daughter-in-law now led spoke louder than any statement. For the parents of someone who once defined the organization, this silence was a powerful message. Then came their exclusion, no honorary titles, no board seats, no symbolic role in preserving their son's legacy. It didn't feel like a mistake, it felt intentional. The clearest evidence appeared during the Medal of Freedom ceremony. Erika stood calm and composed, while Robert and Catherine displayed raw grief, broken, isolated, emotionally distant from the woman beside them. Their silence, even in the face of Erika's defenses and appearances, spoke more loudly than criticism ever could. What was alarming wasn't just their sadness, it was the consistency of their distance. They never hid their grief, nor did they pretend to be united for the cameras. And in contrast, Erika's confident leadership added even more confusion. While she stood beside politicians and led events with authority, Charlie's parents disappeared completely from activities related to the organization he dedicated his life to. The online community noticed quickly. They asked, why didn't the biological family participate in the National Memorial Service? Why didn't they sit next to Erika at any formal ceremony? Why were they always in the back, separated from the center? Those questions remain unanswered, and that silence makes the story even more mysterious. Many believe Robert and Catherine's behavior is the strongest implication of all. Without saying a single word, their distance from Erika became a powerful, unspoken message of a deep rift, one that may have existed long before the tragedy. Surrounded by conspiracy theories accusing Erika of everything from emotional coldness to involvement in behind-the-scenes affairs, Charlie's parents have never once defended her, not a word of support. For a family that values loyalty, this silence is not neutral. In the public eye, it appears as silent confirmation of the worst suspicions. In short, we are seeing two opposite images of pain and legacy. Erika appears calm, confident, focused on her brand and her power. Robert and Catherine are the embodiment of private silence, a deep brokenness felt by all. And as each day passes, this contrast continues, and their silence grows louder. It resonates like an unspoken truth, something everyone senses but no one dares to confirm. My friends, the question now is no longer whether something unusual is happening, but how deep the unsaid truths really go. Share your thoughts in the comments section. What do you see in this story? And don't forget to watch our other videos to stay updated on the latest developments in this mysterious story. See you in the next video. Bye.